As you may suspect by now, finding quality people to work with you and for you is a critical aspect of transforming your life and finding prosperity at the same time. There are more steps in this process, and we'll cover one that can dramatically alter the trajectory of your earnings, namely reward and recognition. Rewarding people for small steps of progress is a key part in your ultimate success. If you are a parent, then you know that you need to reward your children for their successes. Why not do it in business? The simple fact is that rewarding people for small, successful steps can make you a fortune. Here's what I like to call the wealth philosophy, and it is as follows. Be so busy giving others recognition that you don't really need it for yourself. Don't worry, you'll be paid back many-fold for your efforts. Next, take the time to learn the skill of communication. Becoming a skilled communicator is one of the single best investments you can make in yourself. As a skilled communicator, you will be able to communicate your own needs and motivate your employees. Don't underestimate the importance of this one. Communicating in a business climate can take several different forms and yields differing levels of reward. 1. Training. The first level is training, which is simply showing someone how your business works and how a specific job works. Training is easy. In fact, it is so easy that children can often do it. 2. Teaching. The second level is teaching. This is somewhat more complicated. Teaching is using communication to give others skills of their own. If you are a successful teacher, your pupil will walk away with new abilities and skills of their own. 3. Inspire. Then there is the third level of communication, and that comes in the form of learning to inspire. In part, this means helping people envision being better than they currently are. This involves getting people to see beyond the confines of where they are now and to imagine where they could be in the future. This is what can change and revolutionize lives. Interestingly enough, all of this focus on learning how to communicate better with others serves to make you more money. This all ties into the frenetic pace of globalization as well. Just as you will need more than one skill for the 21st century workplace, you will likely need more than one language. This comes as a bit of a shock to a non-linguistic culture, such as the United States. But many people around the world, such as in Europe and Asia, already speak multiple languages. This gives them an edge. Keep this additional fact in mind. Communication is key in business, and communication is evolving due to technology. Teaching your children multiple languages is one of the greatest gifts you can give them for the future. Learning additional languages isn't impossible. Like so much in life, it is just a matter of mindset and focus. If you are still not convinced that learning a foreign language is in your best interest and the best interest of your family, consider this. One of the best ways of building a financial wall around your family is to have more than one skill and more than one language. For example, it is far easier for people to immigrate from one country to the next when they have multiple skills to offer and can offer those skills in multiple languages. A look at the fundamentals. In school, most people hear the mantra of stay in school, study hard, get a job, and stay out of trouble. But I was always left wondering, is that it? Of course, the answer is no. There is more to success than following that simple statement, and there are more possibilities than that as well. Remember, it is all about your philosophy and your approach. Now, this doesn't mean that you can't have both, as you can. It's just that profits are better than wages. Wages will make you a living, but profits will make you a fortune. The good news is that you don't have to settle for one over the other. No matter what you are doing in life, it's important that you learn the fundamentals or the foundation of a given job or task. Without this ability, you don't really know what is going on. Making money is not really any different. Let's take a look at the well-proven fundamentals that you need to know in order to make more money. First of all, be suspicious of anyone that says they have a new system for making money or have new fundamentals. The odds are that they don't have anything of the kind. The reason is that these fundamentals are time, tested and have been in play for quite some time. The first thing you need to do is have a personal guidance system of things that you will and will not do, people you will associate with and that you will not associate with, and so on. This guidance system will act as a way for you to stay out of danger and keep on the right side of opportunity. While this may sound simple, in real-life situations it can be rather complicated, just like the real world. Opportunities may come your way that are less than a stellar match, and you may need to go the other way, even if they seem attractive for some reason or another. Danger and opportunity, after all, usually walk side by side. Being proactive and constantly evaluating new information means that you will be able to distinguish between danger and opportunity. If you don't think that this dynamic between danger and opportunity is alive and well, just look at the recent history of humanity. Most of the world during our lifetime has been dominated by what can only be deemed as outright tyranny. On one side is liberty and on the other tyranny. These two forces have been in a contest over the last 50-odd years. Finally, liberty won more than its share. We saw the walls fall in Berlin. We saw communism end its run, and we saw forces of liberty begin to emerge with new dynamism across the globe. Maybe it hasn't always been easy or pretty, but it has been progress and substantial progress at that. Now, much of the world has liberty, yet just 50 years ago, most of the world was experiencing tyranny. Once liberty wakes up and goes to work, tyranny is no match for it. Under communism, Stalin murdered millions in an attempt to make communism work. The West looked at these events in horror. No wonder Reagan called the Soviet Union an evil empire. Under the Soviet system, the state controlled all the capital, and this made them too powerful, far too powerful. Stalin and others like him had a free hand to do as they pleased, and the results were often horrifying. We can see this struggle between liberty and tyranny, light and darkness, at play in other aspects of life as well. A good example of this is in the realm of health. You need to keep your body strong and healthy if you are going to achieve your dreams and your goals. This aspect of success is often overlooked, but it is critical for happiness and success. After all, how can you tackle your dreams and desires if you lack energy or even worse, are ill? Refining and strengthening your personal philosophy, learning from your own personal experience is a key to success. Being able to turn a failure into a positive experience that you learn from can be the difference between success and failure. In short, learning from your own experiences is critical in refining and strengthening your own personal philosophy. It is also vital that you learn from other people's experiences as well. This point couldn't be more obvious, but people consistently overlook it. You simply can't experience everything. Taking the time to recognize the experiences, the successes and failures of others can help you achieve what you want in life. You can learn a lot from failures and successes of all sorts, both your own and those of others. When you take the time to learn from the successes and failures of others, you are learning how to avoid the dangers and maximize the opportunities that the world presents. We can use such information for the purpose of self-education, which is what personal development is all about. Keep this in mind. You are not a tree. You are not an immobile object stuck in one place with virtually no mobility. As a thinking, mobile human with intellect and free will, you can interact with your environment on a high level. You can take your own personal philosophy, born out of self-education and personal development, and make dramatic changes. These changes can impact the world around you and, of course, your own life as well. At the core of everything is your personal philosophy. How you will approach opportunity and danger, and how you will approach right and wrong. How you behave and interact with the world will define your level of success, and even the legacy that you leave the world. A second factor in redefining and strengthening your personal philosophy is your attitude. It is one thing to understand that you are a dynamic being capable of interacting with the world, but your attitude is also a key component in the process of success and happiness. We are all affected by what we know, and we are all also affected by how we feel. No matter how stoic you may be, your decisions will be impacted in some way by your emotions. How you feel about your past and your future will influence your decisions and the paths that you select for yourself. Realizing this factor will help strengthen your philosophy and your approach. So much of accomplishing what you want in life necessitates looking back at our experiences so that we know better how to proceed for the future. Projecting yourself out into the future and thinking about where you want to be. This process can begin with some very simple steps, such as writing what you want out of your future. Taking the time to sit down and write out your goals for the present. The near future and the more remote future is a necessary part of transforming your life. Teaching others the value of establishing their goals and moving towards them is priceless. So stop and ask yourself some important questions. What do you want for yourself? What do you want for your family? What do you want for your business? How much are you willing to give? How much do you want to share? What are your goals? Are these goals inspiring? How do they make you feel? Remember that asking questions is how we begin to acquire knowledge, both about the world around us and ourselves as well. Andrew Carnegie said that he was going to spend the first half of his life earning money and the second half of his life giving it all away. Now, that is inspiring. Carnegie got so excited about his goal that he was able to earn about $400 million in the first half of his life, which in those days was an amazing amount of money. Then, true to his word and true to his goal, he spent the second half of his life giving it all away. The main lesson here is that reasons and goals can be powerful. Having reasons and goals can serve as powerful motivators that will not just change your life, but also the lives of those around you and perhaps even the world. So be bold about setting your goals. Take the time to look back at your own experiences, as they are a potentially rich source of information and self-education. Then look forward with inspiration in your heart about what it is that you seek to accomplish with your life, for yourself, your family, and for the world at large. You can have all you want out of life if you endeavor to help others. If you want to be a powerful and influential leader, then you simply must recognize this absolute fact. What has made America the most powerful, unique nation in the last 6,000 years of recorded history is due from all of the gifts from all of the world that have been flowing in here. For the last 400 years, all sorts of people have been coming to America, but they have not done so empty-handed. Instead, these people brought their own unique gifts with them. This is what has made America unlike any other place in history. The gift of language, the gift of freedom, the American work ethic, the gift of knowledge in all of its forms, and the gift of inspiration, vision, and enthusiasm have all blended together to make America unique and great. All these gifts were brought here. That's what makes us so unique. No country has ever been such a depository of knowledge and gifts quite like America. The contribution of every individual makes America unique, whether it came from one of the millions of forgotten slaves and indentured servants, or from the nobleman granted a land charter from a king or queen of Europe. One person doesn't make an enterprise, nation, or economy. It takes all of us to make an economy. Finally, work is essential to all endeavors. Great accomplishments like building a nation from scratch come from activity. Having a strong core philosophy is one part of the equation. Another is having the right attitude. And the third part is rolling up your sleeves and putting in the work that is necessary to get the job done. With the issue of debt and its impact on people and nations being a front-page issue around the world, taking a moment to consider the importance of avoiding debt is time well spent. Gaining financial independence has many components and many faces. One of those components is to get excited about your work. This is part of why you need to enjoy what you do. You may have heard that if you enjoy what you are doing, you will work harder and have more enthusiasm for the job at hand. Hard work derived from your philosophy is an important part of getting what you want out of life. It is necessary to learn to embrace work, as we can't simply wait for a miracle to arrive and change our fortunes. Instead, we must all take the proactive steps that will lead us to our goals. Many people, however, will work blindly without taking the time to reflect on their progress. Stopping periodically to access and measure one's progress is a critical aspect to success. Setting a goal is a central and vital place in the process of achieving your goals and financial independence. However, keeping track of your progress is key. If you have ever tried to lose weight, then you already understand this idea very well. If you don't stop and weigh yourself from time to track your progress, then you don't really know how well your weight loss strategy is working. Likewise, without measuring your progress, it will be difficult for you to achieve the financial freedom that you seek. How many years would you like your child to spend in the 4th grade? More than likely, your answer is 1 year. We instinctively teach our children to measure time in reasonable increments. After all, the bigger the job, the longer it may take to complete, even if you are completely focused. You can't ask someone to perform a complex task, then pop back in 5 minutes later and ask, "How is that coming along?" Keep this in mind with your own efforts. This issue of time underscores how important personal responsibility is in the process of success and personal development. Society doesn't demand the things from you that will make you financially independent. For example, society does not demand that you take good care of yourself so that you can be healthy, nor does society demand that you build a financial wall around your family. There is no law that you do any of these things. This all boils down to personal responsibility, self-education, and self-development. You might suspect that there is a moral judgment in all of this, but that is not necessarily the case. Consider for a moment that a bad person can make great decisions, and a wonderful person can make poor decisions. Your character and moral compass does not necessarily mean that you will make excellent decisions or horrible decisions. Good people can have temporary lapses in judgment, just like anyone else. Decision-making is more complex than black and white or left and right. However, this factor does highlight the importance of developing your personal philosophy and following it closely.